I know quite a lot about the property market. My daughter works for JLL. My father was a property developer and landlord all his life. So I've grown up surrounded by the property market. But I've spent my life working in marketing. And it strikes me that there's this massive possibility for a kind of consilience between what marketers know and what property people do, where a large part, I think, of what actually bedevils the property market is probably psychological barriers rather than purely financial or technological or legislative barriers. For instance, I would argue that there's a fascinating finding, which is that if you write to people whose homes are not on the market and you say you're interested in buying those homes, a significant percentage, maybe 20-25% of those people, are now interested in selling to you. Now, what that reveals to me is that people maybe are more reluctant to put their house on the market than they are to sell it. If you can overcome a hurdle like that, if you can remove a psychological bottleneck like that, maybe that involves a new kind of property website, a different kind of right move. I don't know what it might be, but I'm happy to discuss the alternatives. You could significantly increase liquidity in the property market. A lot of the problems are, in a sense, emotional. They're not rational, they don't boil down to metrics or calculation or even interest rates or money. They actually boil down to the fact that a property purchase is a massively emotional purchase. One of the great mistakes that happens, I think, is people tend to think of marketing as something that it works for shampoo and lager and small casual purchases, but obviously when we make a six-figure purchase, we're being entirely rational. As anybody who's been to a Rolex showroom knows, in many ways, the more expensive the purchase, the more emotional it is.
No,